Hello everybody. So today we are gonna start talking about the greenhouse. So here we go. First of all, we should have the microcontroller unit. Okay, here's the microcontroller. It is connected to the Wi-Fi shield as we can see here. Now this controller is the main mind for our system. It makes all the processing and it controls the greenhouse. So, in order to control the greenhouse, first of all, we will need some sensors. And as you can see here, first of all, we have the temperature and humidity sensor, and it is here to determine the temperature, of course, and the humidity that the plants need. Okay, so now how do we know the temperature or the humidity? That the plants need. So basically, we can say that they are stored in a database. We will reach to that point later. For now, we just need to read values from the environment in real time. So we have the temperature, humidity sensor, CO2 sensor, moisture sensor. The moisture sensor is used to know if the plants, if they need to be watered or not, if there's enough water, enough, let's say, humidity in the soil or not. And we have the light-dependent resistors, which determines how much lux do we have in the greenhouse. Now, in order to control the greenhouse, it's not enough to take the real-time readings. We need to actuate something. So, we will need a lot of, let's say, actuators. Now, as we can see here, we have a stepper motor. We have a DC motor, we have lights and water. So these should be connected to the microcontroller in order to actuate them, but the microcontroller cannot actually directly connect to these. So what do we need? We need the driving circuits. Okay, as we can see here, we have small motor drivers to control the motors. These drivers are from kind L298N, and we have solid state relays in order to control the light and the water. So once the microcontroller knows what to do and how to do it, it will actually read the sensors. Okay, it will has a database installed in it, and then it will control the motors, the lights, depending on the data from the database. Okay, so right now we need to modify rules in this database. We need to use that database. That's why we have a Wi-Fi shield on the Arduino. The Wi-Fi shield actually connects the Arduino to the outside. It connects it to the internet, and of course to an internal server. Right now we will see that. Okay, so right now, as we can see here, we have an internal IP and a global IP. The internal IP is used to access the controller from inside the network, from the same network. So the router that the controller is connected to an internal server and to the database. From here, the controller gets the rules and what to do and when to do it. The database is actually built on SQL. The controller fires up and chooses the rules that it needs depending on the database, and the controller is built on fuzzy logic. Anyway, we have an internal server also. Now the internal server will let's say get the internal IP up, so it will be a global IP. Now the global IP can be accessed via internet from anywhere in the world. So we have a global IP. Now we can access that IP address, as we said before, from anywhere in the internet. Okay, so here we have an iPhone. Let's say it could be any device, doesn't need to be an iPhone literally, but this is just an example. We have our our application installed in it. Now, as we can see here, we can move the camera up, down, left and right. There's a camera in the greenhouse, but we didn't show it in the box because it's like individual system. It does not depend on the microcontroller, does not depend on anything. It's a standalone system. So, this camera is actually used to track the plants. Do they grow up correctly? We need to see them. We need to see if there's fault or something. Now, we can see also that we can see the greenhouse from upside by determining the GPS location. Now, the GPS location is stored inside the microcontroller itself. So when we access it through the global IP address from this application page, it will show us the GPS location live from the satellites. Now, at the same time, in the box that says readings, we have all the readings in real time. They update almost like every 30 seconds. So we have the temperature, humidity, CO2, lux. We also have the let's say the fan, the heater, fogging. Okay, now you remember the motors and the lights. Now the motors do control the fan, do control the ventilation on and off. Okay, so here we can see all the readings from the greenhouse as real time. Now, let us move to another page of the application. Okay, so here we have like a tablet PC, an iPad, let's say. Okay, anyway, this is just another page of the same application, but we are showing you like multiple environments, multiple devices, just to say that it can run anywhere. You see, on a mobile phone or computer. So what do we have here? We have like the greenhouses selections. We have 5 greenhouses. Actually, only 2 of them is active at this moment. And here, beside the greenhouse, there's a picture from the camera. This is just for the greenhouse selection. We select the greenhouse, then another page will show up showing the readings. Anyway, there is also another page which only admins can access, which is the rule modifying. Let's see it. Okay, so here we have another mobile phone. It's running Android this time, and this page shows the options that only the admin can change. Now, this page contains the rules in the database. As you see here, we want to change the rule that's related to the tomato. Okay, so these rules basically they can be changed depending on the, let's say, the plants that we have in the greenhouse. We have the target temperature, the target humidity, the target soil humidity, the light, the stop control, auto control, manual control. We can just change all settings of the greenhouse right here. Okay, so you remember the microcontroller? Okay, we will just see the system at all right now, and I will explain what happens exactly. Okay, here we can see all the picture. So the microcontroller, it fetches the rules from the database. These rules can be changed from anywhere in the world through the global IP or from the internal IP via the administrator. The administrator will set the target temperature, say from 18 to 22 in the night, for example, and from 25 to 30 in the day, whatever the rule is. Now it's stored in the database. The microcontroller fetches that rule and tries to get the target. So how does this process happen? It's very simple. The microcontroller actually reads data from the inputs. It reads from the sensors, the temperature, the humidity, the gas, the moisture. It reads the light. Okay. Now our target is the temperature, for example. So the microcontroller will take the real-time temperature. If it is higher, it will fetch rules. It will fetch rules based on fuzzy logic controlling inside the microcontroller itself. Now that rule will tell the microcontroller what to do in order to, let's say, to lower the temperature if it is higher than the target, or to higher up the temperature if it is lower than the target. So basically the microcontroller, we expect that it will open up the ventilation. It will maybe it will start up the fan, but the rules are not that simple. For example, if the temperature is not in the target temperature, if it is lower, and at the same time they say that the humidity is not also in the target humidity, the ventilation will not open. Why? Because if it opens the ventilation, the humidity will change between inside and outside. We have both humidity sensors, one inside, one outside, the temperature, one inside, one outside. Now opening the ventilation depends on the difference between the temperature inside and outside. And at the same time it depends if we are inside the target temperature or higher or lower. So the rules are a little bit complicated. That's why we built them on fuzzy logic. So basically this is the idea of the project, and we hope you liked it. Thank you so much.